I never lose, either I win or I learn. Those are my only options, to whomever it may concern. About to be a hot topic, play with fire, you get burned. Ain't nobody give me nothing, whatever I got, better I earn. I never lose, but I learn. I either win or I learn. Those are my only options, to whomever.
We learned the hard way. We fucked up. We're not perfect, but the lessons we learn in life, they make us who we are. And here we are, starting fresh.
And we're really excited to share our journey going forward with all of you so that we can hold each other accountable through the weight loss journey. Our journey started back in March of 2020. Actually, if you've listened to our podcast, it actually started well before then. We've been, on this weight loss journey pretty much our entire life. But this particular journey, or part of our journey, started in March of 2020, where together we lost over 150 pounds. But then life hit big time in 2021.
Injuries, depression, deciding to sell our home because we needed new space, downsizing with 5 people and 2 dogs and a 2-bedroom house, and all this stuff started to add up where our whole regimen and routine got out of whack, where we were eating trash.
Yeah. And so it really affected our mental state, our physical state. Those of you who have been following along on this journey, I know you can see a difference when you look at us, when you see this on YouTube. And that's why we've started this, our journey. That's what we're calling this, our journey, because it's not just us, it's all of us together. And so we have a whole new page on veganstrongandfit.com called Our Journey, where we're going to be talking about every week something that has led us to success or maybe failure that we've learned from within the week to overcome and help us to continue on this. How we're going to do this the right way this time to make sure that we're able to support you, you're able to support us, and be sure to go on and follow us every week at veganstrongandfit.com/journey.
We're in this together.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Strong AF podcast. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Yuri.
And today we want to talk about creating a safe space and what that might look like for different people and, different ways, different styles, and how we personally have our own safe space. So first of all, what is a safe space? It's not, something you think about like a bomb shelter or like a safe space in that kind of way. It's more a safe space for you to be you. And sometimes, we go out into this world of expectations and societal pressure and ideas of who we should be, how we should act. And even when you're being genuine, sometimes it's hard to, be 100% yourself all day, every day, everywhere with that kind of pressure. And it's not always even intentional. Sometimes we go through and you act different ways around different people. Like, for example, I have a pretty big Southern drawl from where I grew up. And although I have gone through that a little bit, still there, but it's not as bad as it used to be because of where I live now and people that I'm around and I talk to. But as soon as I go back around my family, it's like 10, it's triggered. Like, you can't help it, you pick that back up. Same way when you're around certain friends, you may react differently. You may feel more comfortable with certain people than you do others. And it just helps you to be more of yourself.
And for me, when I think of a safe place or a safe space, I just think of something where I'm at peace, where everything is calm and happy and joy, and all my emotions are controlled and just calm. I don't have to worry about what's going on in the outside world because there's so much things on television, the news, social media all that stuff is just, it can drain you of your energy. And I just like to be calm, cool, and collected, just at ease. And my safe space is pretty much at home, mainly bedroom and stuff like that, especially when we wake up in the morning, we go through our morning routine, go through cold showers, meditation, breathing techniques, and all that stuff just gets the electric feeling all these
Good
waves and
emotions just
everything
going.
is flowing.
Yeah. And like Yuri said, with everything going on in the world right now, I mean, I think about Roe v. Wade up for being overturned and how that's going to dramatically affect women's rights, but also rights of humans in general, because there's so much stuff that's been built on these precedents. So we're looking at rights for LGBTQIA. We're looking at rights for interracial marriage. We're looking at all these different rights that are really up in politics right now and being discussed in such a way that it's heartbreaking and it's frightening, scary to think about. We've got gun violence every day that's going on. We have the insurrection trials that's currently going on right now. Like, there's just so much stuff that's burdening down on everyone that people have to think about, and it's a lot. And it's like you carry this around with you all day, every day. But where do you have a safe space to unwind and just talk about it or write about it? Whatever works for you. And the reason that we are talking about this, I kind of got this idea from a group of ladies that I meet with every month, and it's amazing. And Charlotte, other vegan businesswomen who are meeting together, and it was just so inspirational because it really was a safe space to just let out what's positive in our life, what's going well, what are things that are really working for us, and then what's not going so great, what's stressing you out, what's holding you back, what can we do to motivate and support each other. And that's something that I haven't had in a very long time, and probably ever in that type of setting and format. And so it was just incredible to sit with these ladies and be able to feel the way I feel with like-minded individuals who were also going through the same kind of things, but were able to offer advice, because everybody's kind of at a different point in their life and through their journey. And so we're all able to help each other out in that way. And so just trying to think about, like, where's your safe space? And there's a lot of people who don't do well in group settings, and that's fine. Maybe that safe space is with just one individual. Maybe that safe space is with yourself. Maybe that safe space is on a nature walk where you can just like release your mind, or in a journal, whatever it takes to get the weight off of you, and kind of release it just out into the universe so that you don't have to carry that stress anymore.
Fellas, I know, especially for being a Black man in today's age, we feel like we always have to be Superman. We're constantly wearing that cape. We've got the S on our chest. We've always got to be strong. We got to be strong for our family, our spouse, our girlfriends, our sons, our daughters. We carry so many burdens on our shoulders. But what I'm always preaching is we have to learn to live in our Clark Kent. Like you see right here, I'm still a God no matter what I'm doing. I'm strong. I'm living in my Clark Kent, because at the end of the day, Clark Kent is still Superman. He just knows how to cope with it. And he's real clean, and he just goes and lives a human life. We just got to be comfortable with talking and showing emotions, being in tune with our feminine energy, and just being able to express ourselves without getting angry, being calm and understanding. Because a lot of men, young men, older men, they have trouble with connecting with expressing how they feel without getting angry and outbursting. When in our naturality, it'll probably be just simple if you can just ask better questions instead of being quick to raise your voice or want to get aggressive or anything like that. Maybe you're not hearing what they're saying, but if you ask the right question, you'll be able to understand, and that could de-escalate the whole situation. Just being comfortable in your own skin, able to express and talk things out, just let people know how you're feeling. That's why mainly I have a group of friends that maybe once a month, or we're here lately, I've been slacking on it, but just need to, I usually text them. I'm just like, on a scale of 1 to 10, just let me know how you doing right now. You good? Or you're a 7, everything's good on personal or business relationship. Just check in. Cause me personally, if I give you that time when I'm asking you, how are you feeling? I genuinely want to know. It's just not, hey, what's up, how you doing, how you feeling, or whatever. It's me just coming directly. Just let me know what's going on. Maybe I can be there. Maybe I'm not there to just fix it or give you advice. I'm just there to listen and let you express and get whatever weight you got off of you. So hopefully that can alleviate some of the stress or pressure or whatever it is you may be going through.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of the things you said to apply to like family situations, like if you when you're dealing with your kids and things like that, that can also get really stressful. And like you mentioned, just there's different ways than the old school, whipping, yelling, and it does take a lot of time and a lot of work to change your mindset as a parent, but then also it is a lot more work to teach the kids in that way, but it's very efficient and a lot easier on the child as well as yourself. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm like upset and I'm yelling, then that stresses me out, that stresses them out, and like everybody's all riled up. And it's it's one of those things that we can solve in a different way. But also thinking about that for your child, like if this stuff is stressing you out, and then you're sitting here yelling at your kids, stressing them out because you're stressed out, then where's their safe space? So I forget where I heard it. Maybe it was Yuri telling me the other day, but kids who don't feel safe are more independent because they feel that they have to be independent.
That's the only thing they know.
And it's not saying I'm not saying that if your children do things independently that they're not in a safe space. But what I'm saying is that your kids feel comfortable coming to you for help. Your kids feel comfortable coming to you for advice. Your kids feel comfortable coming to you just to talk. Your kids feel comfortable coming to you to show you their art project. Different things like that. Independence is wonderful. We definitely want to teach that for kids. But they also need that safe space. They shouldn't have to feel like they have to do it all on their own. They should feel comfortable coming to you, coming to a family member, coming to a friend. They should have that safe space to communicate. The same way that we need that, they definitely need that as well.
Yeah, because like you said, children, especially the younger children, I think it's up until like 7 years of age, they're constantly learning and starting to realize who they want to become. And that's one of the most important times in their lives. And if they're coming to you and they're showing you what they did all day and everything, you need to sit there and take the time to at least listen and look instead of just blowing them off, because they're happy to see you and they just want to show you the joy that they have. And then, like you said, hopefully whenever they come of age, if something's going on, they know that they can go to mom or dad and tell them anything that they're having to deal with, whether it's a bully at school or maybe they're depressed or they're going through something that they can't quite explain it, but they just want to come to you because they're worried about it, or they have questions about what's going on in the world. Some friend told them about some shooting or something that they didn't even realize, and now they're afraid, but they're coming to you because they look for you as their protector, their guide, somebody that they can rely on.
Exactly. So the takeaway from this episode is we really want you to be aware of your emotions first, because you can't help others until you help yourself. You have to get yourself in a space where you feel safe, you feel comfortable, and find what helps you. Like, it may take some maneuvering, it may take some trial and error, if there's a friend that you just know, like, as soon as I'm around them, like, I am myself and I don't care, farting, joking around, like you don't care what's going on. You're just yourself. And then there's some people you're kind of like, I'll tell you part of my life, and I ain't telling you everything. Maybe that's not your safe space. But like, fill it out. Like, if there's a really close friend, you feel like that can be your safe space. Maybe you both just have a glass of wine a night a month and just kind of let everything flow. Maybe it's a journal entry every night or every week, just to kind of get out how you're feeling. Maybe it's just a walk in nature and you talk to yourself. Don't judge me. I talk to myself. It's okay. I'm not crazy.
As long as you're not answering back.
Sometimes I do.
You're crazy.
But trial and error, just kind of find that. Make sure that you feel safe, you feel comfortable. And then when you have taken care of yourself, then you're available to be that safe space for your children, that safe space for your spouse, but you have to take care of you first, and then you can work on being that safe space for other people.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, it's just like meditation. You wake up in the morning, just close your eyes and just envision like a candle burning. Just imagine the flicker of the flame and just listen to your breath and just breathe naturally in and out, in and out. And then just try to free your mind, just focus on that candlelight. Just do that for maybe 5 minutes or so. I guarantee you that'll start your day off right. And even with positive affirmations, where you're speaking life into yourself, giving yourself these kind words, where you're building yourself up instead of constantly tearing yourself down. Just watch what you say about yourself. Just speak positively and in tune, and then nature will take its course and you'll start to have a great day, and you won't be worried about all the things that's going on in the world, anything that you're going through in your life that may be difficult. With these positive affirmations, it's going to change your mindset and the way you perceive life and you go about things, and small changes make a massive impact. And this will definitely change your way of life and the way you go on about your day. You'll be free from this guilt or depression. And then at the end of the day, if none of this is working, then there's nothing wrong with seeking professional help, therapy, therapists, or whatever you need. If you really need help, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. So our homework for you this week is to take this message and apply it to your life. Find that safe space for you. Begin applying that in your life. No TV, no phone during this time. Take this time for you. Find that safe space and begin making this a habit. And that is what's really going to make a change in your life, your family's life, and the world. Because if we start sharing these messages and we start bringing down that stress and that anger, then we're doing so much more for everyone.
Yeah, it's sort of like a form of self-care. Fellas, we're not really big on self-care that much, like the ladies may be, where they're getting their hair done, their nails done, pedicures, manicures, stuff like that. But this is for us. Take care of yourself so you can change the world. You can affect one life, whether it's your kids or somebody. Somebody's gonna see you and notice a change, and they may come up to you and ask you, "Hey, what are you doing? Everything just seems different with you. You're so positive. You feel so happy. Your energy just feels so strong, heavy vibration. It just they're drawn to you and stuff like that."
So take this time for yourself, use this week, and we will see you again next week with an amazing guest interview that you're not going to want to miss. Thank you for listening to the Strong AF podcast. We hope you really enjoyed this episode.
Just do us a favor, go on the Apple Podcast, leave us a 5-star review, let us know how you enjoyed the episode. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just drop us a couple comments. We love hearing from you guys.
Yeah, we always love hearing your feedback, and let us know what you'd like to hear more of as well.